Hey there, and welcome back to our Elden Ring lore playthrough. Now, we are finishing up Rea Lucaria in this one. We just finished kind of exploring some secrets and stuff, and I think we got most of it. I'm pretty sure I did actually miss something, but for the most part, we're pretty solid on it. And we're going to go ahead and finish climbing up the rest of the academy. We got up to the bell tower earlier, so we must be trying to end somewhere in there. I mean, it looks important, right? And this path is going to lead us all the way up there. Big old fountain. Like, this whole courtyard thing would have been a pretty big deal, right? Item right here, what could it possibly be? A stone sword key. Happy days for us. But we've got all these wandering noble dudes here, who I assume were here to try and learn sorceries or something to that nature. But of course, they're probably not worthy, and they got trapped in here with the shattering and the thing being, sealed. I messed that up a little bit. Oh, look at how those things, came looping out. Now, you get a look at it, they're kind of, snake-looking, and even on this thing's, chest and stuff, look how it looks like gold snakes wound around it. Now, I don't think we've seen anything with snakes before. And, I mean, this is also like a machine. Has there been any evidence of a machine with, anything else? Oh, this dude. Really? Why aren't you fighting the big mechanical thing with giant scythe blade sickles? Uh-oh. Oh, and it grabs us. Pulls us in. Starts eating us. It looks like bloody mist in there. Yeah, that looks like a newborn cradled in there. It's got a, silvery white face mask. Now, when the door was opening, look how it's, lined with, slivers and slices of meat. This thing is crazy. There's all kinds of crabs here. The coloration is different. We mentioned that before in the last one where we had a big crab. Oh, and of course, there's another big crab. Oopsies. Oh, it gave us a strip of white flesh. That's weird, because we know the white flesh is from bloodless creatures. So are the crabs in this world bloodless? That doesn't really make sense to me. I feel like maybe it's some side effect of whatever they're doing here. Item there. We can totally jump across. Oh, but look right there. Look at that. We've seen a thing like that before. We saw that when that Graven school showed up in the Witchbane ruins. It popped up on the ground, and then that thing came floating up and proceeded to start trying to shoot a big bombardment of spells. That's a giant ball. Alright, crystal darts. That might have something to get from it. Alright, so it's dropping down from up there. Coming down to smush people. So they're definitely trying to keep people out, right? They're not interested in visitors. Circle around it. No problem. Now we come up to a challenging guy. Or, look, a teleporter. I guess we could do that too. Alright, so look at that blue color, right? That matches with that imbued stone sword key we got, right? Same coloration. And I mean, it said that it's for the sending gates. Now, the whole style and stuff too is very reminiscent of some of the things like the Wandering Mausoleum, the some of that down in the Seaford River in Wells and stuff. They all seem to be cut from the same cloth. We are gonna go ahead. We're gonna take it. We're gonna see where it takes us. All right. In Liurnia of the Lakes. This looks like a cathedral of sorts. There's gleaming gold. That means there's a site of grace right here, so we're going to get that real quick. Okay, we can see there's a divine tower and stuff. Oh, and look, there's the moon. I'd mentioned it before, and how it seems to be, hidden behind the Erd Tree, which, I mean, makes sense. Erd Tree's closer, but it feels like it's trying to block it out. We are way over here, so it teleported us right across here. Church of Vows. All right. Now, this statue. We've seen a statue like that before, and actually, a bunch of these statues we've seen before. We saw this down in the Seaford River well. It was in that, aqueduct-y dam-looking section. And then those statues look like those guys we've seen on the Divine Tower bridges and stuff. Only normally he has, a sword. And then there's, and there's another statue behind it. We'll talk about the turtle in a second too. Looks like a woman of some sort holding out an arm. Huh. Different from that one, though. She doesn't have a big headdress deal. And we can talk to the turtle. Look, he's got like a Pope hat. That's what it looks like to me. Pope hat.
You're tarnished, aren't you?
Yeah.
I welcome you to the Church of Vows. I am Muriel, steward of this sacred chamber.
Okay.
My apologies for the unseemly state of affairs. Do you know the origin of this place?
No.
How it came to be known as the Church of Vows?
I do not.
Well, that is a shame. But who can blame you? The shattering has caused us, all of us, to lose sight of something very dear. It is here, at the Church of Vows, that the great houses of the Erd Tree and the Moon were joined by the matrimonial bond between red-haired Radagon and Rennala of the Full Moon. And so our church holds in view the monuments of both houses, the Erd Tree of the capital and the Academy of Lucaria.
Okay, yeah. So, like, you know, there's the Academy. There's the Erd Tree. And, I mean, we can also see, like, when we were out there, we saw the Erd Tree and the moon. But, again, now we can't really see the moon unless it's hidden behind the branches or something. Might be. And we learned a little bit in the last one about the matrimony between Radagon and Rennala because of the full moon crossbow and how it was, the binding reconciliation between the houses of the Erd Tree and the moon.
Oh, was there something you needed? You are free to show yourself around. I would serve as your guide, only my legs aren't what they used to be. If you find anything of use, you are free to take it with you, unless perhaps you are in search of instruction, in which case I will share all that I know.
All right, so I was looking at the ground too. Notice these gold flowers. They're like what you find at the illusory minor little Erd Tree things, golden seeds. But then there's all these blue flowers. It's a mingling of these like gold flowers with the Erd Tree and maybe these blue flowers with like the moon. So again, like the place literally mingles the two of them together. We can study sorcery and incantations from them. We can give them a scroll. Celestial Dew. Do we have Celestial Dew? I don't think we did. Hold on. I don't remember when I picked up Celestial Dew. Alright, so it's a hidden tear found in the Eternal City, also known as a night tear. Alright, so we know like tears were supposed to be blessings from the Erd Tree, bestowing different things. This is a hidden one in the Eternal City. I wish I remembered where I got this because I feel like where we found it could have implied something about like the place we were at and this, but it allows one to carry out an absolution at the Church of Vows, reversing all antagonizations. Once upon a time, the stars of the night sky guided fate, and this is a recollection of those times. And we actually know a little bit about that from the astrologers set, where it said the astrologers were the heirs of the sorcerers, glintstone sorcerers, and that once upon a time, the stars cradled fate, but they don't anymore. So just like it says here, once upon a time, they used to guide fate. And this is a recollection. So like they don't do it anymore, but this tear probably came from those stars, right? If it's supposed to be a recollection of the times, if something that would have been collected from the stars so that we can like do something with fate, change fate. I don't know. I mean, it says reverses all antagonizations. Absolution is like forgiveness. So let's see what sorceries he's got. Magic Glint Blade, carrying Great Sword. Said to be a prototype of the sword-failing sorceries wielded by Royal Enchanted Knights, and the carry-on Great Sword. Armed with this spell, sorcerers gain the strengths of knights, their loyalty sworn to the moon. And then incantations. Blessing's Boon. Grants blessing to self and nearby allies. One of the ancient Erd Tree incantations. Grants a blessing to the caster and nearby allies, gradually restoring HP. You can hold it to delay it. Blessings once fell like tears from the Erd Tree, and this incantation is but a lingering remnant of their power. Huh. So I wonder if, right? So we've got a couple spells. I've been buying them up, right? So this is an incantation of the Two Fingers Faithful for a heal, but it's not from the Erd Tree. This is another one from the Two Fingers. Golden Order. 2 fingers, 2 fingers, 2 fingers, 2 fingers. Now, the aspect of the Crucible is an ancient Erd tree incantation. Crucible of Life, Blessings Boon. Again, kind of like life, gradually restoring HP. All right, let's give him a scroll. Let's give him, the Conspectus one. Or maybe the Academy. Let's give him the Academy one. Maybe we'll give Selin the Conspectus.
Oh, what have we here? Very well, let us both learn together. Heresy is not native to the world. It is but a contrivance. All things can be conjoined.
That's very different from what Corrin says, right? When we give Corrin some of the incantation scrolls, even the one that's like for the, the Inquisitors, who are supposed to be 2-finger loyalists, right? And I would assume goes with the Golden Order. He's like, no, this thing is a work of heresy. It does not stem from the, what do you say? It doesn't stem from the Erd Tree? It doesn't stem from the Golden Order? I don't remember, right? But he's like, oh no, but this guy, Muriel, is like, no, heresy's not native to this world. It's not something that it actually exists. It's something that people just like made up. All things can be conjoined. I mean, especially when you consider he was a pastor of Vows. He's maybe the pastor when Radagon and Rennala got married. The moon and the Erd Tree got mixed together. So the Swift Glintstone Shard, those unworthy of the Stone Crown typically end their brief journey into sorcery here. And same thing with the Great Glintstone Shard. So they don't normally go any further than that. Those Glintstone Shards seem like little tiny comets, right? We're going to give them another scroll, Conspectus. All right, what's it also teach us? Star Shower. One of the Glintstone sorceries of Rennala. Look how this one is different. It's like a turquoise, and this is more of that deep blue. Fire 6 magic shooting stars that pursue the target. The most difficult to master of the Olivinus Conspectus sorceries. And then Magic Glintblade. Oh, not that one. Is it just that one? Oh, no, it's this one, the Glintstone Comet Shard. A sorcery of the Keralos Conspectus, the most venerable of the Academy. Huh. That's kind of neat. Let's do the Celestial Dew first.
Do you possess any Celestial Dew?
I do.
Then I would like to share my knowledge with you concerning the miracle of this Church of Vows. Radagon once cleansed himself with Celestial Dew, repented his territorial aggressions, and swore his love to Rennala. The order of the Erd Tree and the fate of the moon were conjoined, and all the wounds of war forgiven. This miracle blesses the Church to this day, and so you need only follow Radagon's example to restore any bond, however strained or severed, to its rightful state of harmony.
Huh. So Radagon cleansed himself, because he, I guess, was trying to take territory from Rennala. Let them go, wash himself of his, territorial claims, and then he ended up marrying Rennala, pronounced his love. Talk.
My faith does not waver. The miracle rooted in these grounds will once again mend the world, and this time its bounty will not be squandered. If you would be Elden Lord, tarnished, I hope that you too will share my faith.
Huh. So that miracle between these two things, the fate of the moon and the order of the Erd Tree conjoined together, that miracle is still here today. And I guess that idea of these two opposing things conjoining, like he says, heresy is not native, all things can be conjoined. Maybe he's saying that one day he believes that will save the world, and then the bounty and the blessing won't be wasted again. So I guess it happened, but then something went wrong. About Radagon.
You wish to know more of Lord Radagon?
Yeah.
Lord Radagon was a great champion, possessed of flowing red locks. He came to these lands at the head of a great golden host. When he met Lady Rennala in battle, he soon repented his territorial aggressions there, and became husband to the Carian queen. However, when Godfrey, first Elden Lord, was hounded from the lands between, Radagon left Rennala to return to the Erd Tree capital, becoming Queen Marika's second husband and king consort, taking the title of Second Elden Lord. The mystery endures to this day. as to why Lord Radagon would cast Lady Rennala aside, and moreover, why a mere champion would be chosen for the seat of Elden Lord.
Huh. So, right, he came at a great golden host, battled Rennala, and then they, we already learned he repented that, they got married, bound the two houses together, essentially. But then when Godfrey is left from, leaves the lands between, hounded from the lands, he goes to the capital to be the new husband. But we know Godfrey only left because he had his grace taken from him and his army. And so because of that, that's why Radagon ended up leaving. He was called back. And now it might have something to do with, right, his seal that says, he's chosen by the gods for a role. So he may not have had a choice. He may, perhaps, maybe the two fingers or the greater will, they were this is now your role, and he didn't have a choice in the matter. So then the question is, why did they make him do it? Especially when he says, he called him a champion, which Rennala was called a champion as well, I believe, by Sir Gideon. And, Muriel, because champion seems like a pretty big deal. I mean, a champion, right? A head of a thing. But he calls him a mere champion. Why would a mere champion become Elden Lord? And so it makes it seem like very little. And then his question is well, we're trying to be Elden Lord. Are we even a champion? We're just a tarnished. So a mere tarnished becomes Elden Lord when even a champion is a mere champion to become Elden Lord is, kind of weird. Anything else about Radagon?
It's said that Lord Radagon harbored a secret.
Oh.
The famed sculptor of the Erdtree capital was once summoned to render Lord Radagon's likeness in giant stature, when he glimpsed the skeleton in Radagon's closet. And as such, it's said the great statue harbors his secret too.
So he has a secret. A sculptor glimpsed it and then hid the secret in a statue that he made of Radagon. We have seen a statue of Radagon, but this is a sculpture of the capital, so the statue's probably in the capital, right? Let's learn about Rennala.
You wish to know more of Lady Rennala?
Yeah.
She is queen, head of the Carian royal family, and governor of the Academy of Rea Lucaria.
Yeah.
The great and beautiful full moon witch.
Oh, witch.
Sadly, her heart was broken when Lord Radagon left her. And then, when the Academy rebelled against the royals, she was locked away in the Grand Library.
So, cool. Full Moon Witch. So there's a few people who have had this title of witch. We've got Renna the witch Renna, when we met her in the way back when, gave us a spirit bell. Then there's Selen, who is called a witch, an apostate. And now we've got her. And then I guess there was a rebellion. So maybe somewhere between the Shattering and the, now there was a rebellion between these sorcerers and the Carian royal family, which then locked her up into the library. So she must still be in the library?
In the end, Lady Rennala was left alone, cradling the amber egg Lord Radagon bequeathed her.
I've learned about that.
Now she devotes herself to it through forbidden rite, the grim art of reincarnation.
Oh.
You would do well to remember, severing a vow, strongest of bonds, has consequences ever more dire.
So yeah, Radagon gave her that golden egg, which has something to do with a great rune as well. And now she devotes herself to it and has something to do with the forbidden art of reincarnation. But see, reincarnation seems like something that would kind of happen. Well, maybe not, right? No, it feels like it shouldn't be grim, unless it's somehow what she's doing is different, right? Because the souls are supposed to be going back to the Erdtree, where I would assume you're born again. So something about what she's doing doesn't seem right. Maybe it's a grim rite because she's doing it and it's not the Erdtree. And then here's another thought too, right? Radagon gave her this egg, and well, maybe I was assuming that he gave her a great rune as well. I'd have to listen to what Gideon says, because Gideon says one of the great runes is with her. So did she get it after the Shattering? or did it come with the egg? And if it came with the egg, how did Radagon have this great rune before the Elden Ring was like shattered? Because that's how everybody's got these pieces. It was broken, so there's all these pieces are about, and people have gathered them up. The demigods collected the great shards of it, which corrupted them. About the miracle?
To experience the miracle, kneel in the basin at the back and cleanse yourself with celestial dew. Absolution will be yours. Any bond, no matter how strained or even severed, will be put to rights.
Okay. I think that's pretty much it. Alright, yeah, that's pretty much it. So this is where you would, like, wash yourself. Okay. Gold sewing needle, golden tailoring tools. So it's a gold sewing needle made of gold, unique item made to alter demigod attire. Looks like that might be an Erdtree thing at the tippy top. One of the tools brought by Radagon when he entered into the marriage with Rennala, Queen of the Full Moon, and joined the Carrion line. Tailoring tools made from gold. Yeah, those look super fancy, actually. The tools brought with a red-haired Radagon when he married into the Carrion line. With these, even demigod attire can be altered at a sight of grace. Very fancy looking. We gotta get back into the academy, because I'm at 23 minutes of recording right now. We spent a long time talking. And I like talking. I like the lore that you get from it. You know, it's important. This is a lore playthrough. But also, yeah, that's a long time. Alright, we've made it back up here. Now we've got this dude, Moongrum, Carrion Knight. So he's not a Knight of the Cuckoo or like the Sorcerers. He's a Knight of the Carrion Royal Family. Now, I can assume he would maybe be protecting Rennala, because we know she's somewhere up and around here. So he's probably been keeping sorcerers out, maybe? Unless he's gone, you know, turncoat, which I don't think is true. See ya. He can actually cause some problems, because he can parry real good at times. Carrion Knight's Shield. Teardrop-shaped, medium-sized shield embedded with blue glintstones, carried by knights who serve the Carrion royal family. Excels when facing magic or holy attacks. Just who were these knights preparing to fight? Well, I mean, the holy attacks make sense, right? If they were battling the, you know, Erdtree's forces and Radagon, you know, you'd want it to block, you know, holy attacks. But then, you know, why would it block magic? Well, the sorcerers, you know, the academy sorcerers, turned on the Carrion royal family, you know, the governor of the academy. So, I mean, were they preparing for this inevitable end? Or were they just in general preparing to fight, kind of like anything? Which, in a way, kind of matches with, like, some of these spells, these incantations, right? Like the magic fortification, incantation of Two Fingers Faithful. Follow the path that has been set for you, and you will make enemies of all others. Monks, sorcerers, ancient dragon knights, signs of gold. So, like, you get these fortifications to, like, protect you against everybody, because you're going to be enemies with everybody. Now, we can hop down right over here, because we know there's a door that we couldn't open a moment ago. Ooh, the Pumpkinhead, sorcerers, more sorcerers right here. Let's try and get rid of this dude real quick so I can focus on the Pumpkinhead. Good try, bud. Oh, there's still one more. Try to hit me through that column. Uh-oh, keep hitting the head. Oh, messing up the rolls. Trying to circle him so I can actually hit his body. Right now, it's not going super well for me. Oh, that hit his head too? Damn it. Got him. Alright. That's still there. I'm assuming the ball's dropped out of there. We don't see anything, though. A glintstone scarab. All right, so we've gotten a few of those. You know, we've got an incantation one, Ash of War. Now we've got a glintstone one. Yeah, same thing. Scarabs roll clumps of sorceries during their labors. Well, now we take an elevator up to the last portion. Awesome. Here we go. Could pop a rune arc. Maybe make this a little bit easier for me, right? Oh yeah, that looks like a big old library. Let's do it. Let's go and use one of these. There's nobody up ahead either. Like, should be in here somewhere. Oh, but look, there's a statue of Radigan. All kinds of like cloth drapery things. Those are like some kind of nook looking things. Huh. Super dark in here too. It's just so creepy. It's so disturbing. And the first time I got here, I was like, oh, what are they looking at?
Hush, little Calva. I'll soon birth thee anew, a sweeting, fresh and pure.
And there we are. Look how she's like, we hear singing, there's books flying at us. But look how she's got like a golden bubble around her. She's kind of eyeballing us out. And all of these guys are just crawling. Look how they're not using their legs at all. They're just crawling on a thing. They're breathing fire. Shit's dropping on them. We're getting hit by books. It's so for an academy of like sorceries, right? There's not an awful lot of sorceries happening right now. They're dropping out of the ceiling too. Where are they dropping from? Owie. Ah. So we start chopping them up. Let's see. Oh, look, they're climbing out of those. And you know what it looks like? It's like what she's in, which is a cradle. Now these books are flying from them, and they're singing like a lullaby. And as we hit it, you can hear it cracking. See? There's a crack. Like an egg almost. I actually really like the soundtrack in this one too. More. And what's also interesting is purple magic. But we know a little bit about purple. If the magic is purple, it's normally associated with gravity magic. We've seen that with Gravitas, with the gravity well spell that we got from that one dude who was where? In here in the academy. So we did a lot of damage there. Now she starts pulling them up to be born anew. Now we know she's doing that, some unprofane act of like reincarnation, right? And look, they're getting turned into tombstones. And they're following me. Are they gonna... There it goes. Oof. Huh. So she takes them and then turns them into freaking stone, dude. Like, what the heck, man? Oh yeah, see, she's like using gravity magic to lift that thing up and send it flying to us. They're going full freaking Vader, throwing crap at Luke and friggin' Empire Strikes Back. So there's one more. There's a chest there too. Nope, no more being born anew. Come on down. Let's go ahead and roar. That's a tiny little crib thing too. So that gives me some ideas, right? That like, why is she like causing people to be reborn and whatnot? There's a tiny little crib. Yeah.
I cannot get the pants on.
Oh, on?
Yeah.
Okay.
My beloved, have no fear. I will hold thee.
So it's like she's imagining that Egg is somebody.
He will be countless born forever and ever.
Which that doesn't sound good at all. What is that dark stuff happening?
Upon my name as Rani the Witch. Mother's rich slumber shall not be disturbed by thee. Foul trespasser. Send word far and wide. Of the last queen of Caria, Rennala of the full moon. And the majesty of the night she conjureth.
Is a pretty sick transition. Rani the Witch. Called her mother too, and then look immediately into a sick spell. Now this is a lot more of the thing. So now we've got the true Rennala. And she's doing all the spells kind of floaty into a moon. This whole arena is awesome too. It's like a field of water with some moon recollection. That's a comet, right? There's a crystal burst. Okay, you can if you want. Owie. Big chop. I actually kind of meant to use the my Morning Star for this to kind of do some bleed stuff. We can block that. Ooh, that's a pretty big hit though. We're gonna use our concoction as well. R2. Ooh, look at that cross, sword, and staff emblem on the ground. So that's like the symbol of the Carian royal family. So her spells are like that. And she did like spirit summons there. Now her robes and stuff too are very much like the sorcerers of the academy, right? That deep navy blue with the tassels of red. Oh shoot! Oh, it's a bloodhound knight. Interesting. So why is she summoning these guys, right? Like there has to be some kind of tie-in with that. Okay, here we go. Another one. Oh, a dragon. Okay, moving away, moving away. Okay, we managed to block the flame a little bit. Uh-oh. Here we go. Oh, and it disappeared. Okay, so good thing it doesn't last for very long because... And the fact that she wasn't actually... Oh, God. Wasn't actually attacking us, because if she was attacking us while we tried to deal with whatever summon she had, we'd be in a little bit of trouble. What's she summoning now? Wolves again? Alright. Oh. Go in. Hard. Good hit. Another one. Oh. A giant, huh? Oh, where'd she go? I lost her. She, like, went invisible. didn't dodge it. I got my last heal. That's okay. Another summon? Really? Got this stupid knight. Got him. Oh, he's not gone. Okay, now he's gone. No, not the moon. I'm trying to win here. I was kind of taking it slow just so we could really like look and see the different things she does. But that may be... Oh, I'm messing it up, dude. More fire pots. Come on. Last fire pot. Oh, I don't want to mess this up. All right, here we go. Here we go. Jumping in. One more. There we go.
Little Rani, my dear daughter, weave thy night into being.
Huh. Remembrance of the full moon queen, great rune of the unborn. So, right, so there was that phase 2 transition where upon my name as Rani the Witch, you know, no one shall disturb mother's sweet slumber. Behold, Rennala, you know, queen of the full moon, and the majesty of the night she conjures. But then she starts talking about how Rani, you know, my daughter, like, weave her night into being. Now, we know the Eternal City underground has some kind of false night going on, but she's back. We didn't kill her.
Flee, my sweetings. Come out from whence ye hide. There are books and light aplenty. Dither not. Come out, say I, or will ye be gravestones, to be better born anew?
It's all kind of creepy. Let's get the side of Grace, and then we'll see what she has to say. So here is a remembrance of the full moon queen. Queen of the full moon, hewn into the Erd tree. The power of its namesake can be unlocked. Da, 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 da. Okay. In her youth, Rennala was a prominent champion who charmed the academy with her lunar magic, becoming its master. She also led the Glintstone Knights and established the House of Caria as royalty. Huh. So she was a champion when she was young and used a lunar magic, and then she enchanted the academy. So the academy already existed without her. It's not like she founded it. It was already a thing. And then she used her lunar magic, charmed them, or like, you know, kind of, I don't want to say like literally charmed them so like they were under a spell, but I take it more as they saw the magic and were like, oh, wow. And so then they took her in and she took over the academy, you know, became its like governor. And she also led the Glintstone Knights and established the House of Caria as royalty. So she made her own house royalty, you know, by force arms. That's just how a lot of it will tend to go, right? And then we've also got Great Rune of the Unborn. Amber egg clutched by Rennala, queen of the full moon. Great rune of unborn demigods. Perfects those who have been born anew. Children born anew by Rennala are all frail and short-lived, imperfect beings, each and all. So those, we saw all those like little people, girls, right? And they looked like they were wearing like academy stuff, like they were students, which makes sense because like only the people who are like esteemed or accomplished sorcerers can don the Stone of Crown. So of course they have to wear something else before then. Hence, you know, like what's his name? Tops. He wasn't wearing a glintstone crown. He had the robes, but he didn't look like a student. Where these things they did, and they're all frail and short-lived. I mean, they weren't walking, they were crawling. They weren't even like saying anything. They had these creepy, just like doll blank whatever faces, like. But you got this great rune of the unborn, and it perfects those who have been born anew. So I wonder if she birthed them anew and they actually had the great rune, would they be able to be like, you know, would they have lived? So like, because she had it, like she could technically be reborn. And it says amber egg. She's clutching it though, which that thing has like stuff in it. And I mean, she's talking about her, you know, her sweeting, you know, her dear, and you'll be countless reborn, and it's a great ruin of unborn demigods, which makes me feel like, you know, they were supposed to be born and there was like a miscarriage or something, which she's not all there, obviously. She seemed very much out of it. And I think it's a combination of things, right? One, Radigan leaving her. There was some implication that the, you know, breaking of vows has like some severe consequences. And I wonder if that had part of it, you know, was part of it. And then, you know, the sorcerers, the academy sorcerers rebelled and trapped her in here. So she was like stuck here, probably more or less by herself, maybe. And so she was stuck devoting herself to this thing. And I think, you know, who knows how long that was. She probably just lost it over how, like, if it would happen during the shattering, like, say, you know, Radigan left her, and she was kind of upset about that. And then something about that maybe caused the sorcerers to, you know, rebel against her and then locked her up in here. And then some point along the line, shattering happened. The sorcerers closed their gates and they're like, nope, we have nothing to do with this. And so she's been trapped in here since the shattering, which has been a very long time as far as we understand it, right? Like 1,000 years she's been in here. And we know they get long life because that's what one of the academy things we got says, that, you know, they have long life. Robe's got a little very opulent looking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 sides to it. 5-pointed star thing in the center, like a, you know, glintstone star. Red jewels, not really blue. It's interesting, they're not blue. Like a lot of the decorations on like these various glintstone things are all blue things for the glintstone, but she's got a lot of red in there.
Thou, is it thy wish to be born anew, to become a sweeting, reborn of my beloved egg?
So yeah, you could rebirth and stuff. If you do it, you get a little thing. She has a little line that says too.
Be not alarmed, nor afeard. I would birth thee as a sweeting, fair and fine.
Okay. Try and open this chest, and then we'll look at the statue. It's locked. Can't use it. Up here, we've got our statue of Radigan. Yeah, there's that lattice work. The branches and stuff make sense if he came with the Erd Tree. So, like, he was a devotee of the Erd Tree. And see his pose? It's just like the Golden Order one. Right here. Litany of Proper Death. Incantation of the Golden Order. Fundamentalists, hunters of those who live in death. Creates an image of order. And I mean, Muriel says, like, the marriage between the order of the Erd Tree and the House of the Moon, or the Fate of the Moon. Now, I should note, right, most of these things, like faith, all these like incantations take like straight faith, no other stats involved. Like these Erd Tree ones, all faith. 2-finger things, all faith. You go to the sorcery, say all take intelligence, 0 faith. Some of these things randomly take arcane, like the weird things, like the oracle bubbles, the blood flame stuff takes arcane. But when you go to these Golden Order ones, they take intelligence and faith, which really lines up with Radigan, because he studied sorceries as a husband of Rennala and incantations as the husband of Marika. All right, we've taken out... Well, she's not a demigod, though, because she was just a champion, but she had a rune. So we're going to check in with the finger reader and the 2 fingers, see what they have to say real quick.
Mm-hmm. Only once before have I seen 2 great runes together.
Oh, so it's pretty rare.
Look there. The fingers shudder with exuberance. Fine work, brave Tarnished. The greater will is pleased. You have earned the right to become Elden Lord.
Huh.
Now, seek the Erd Tree and an audience with Queen Marika to become Elden Lord and restore the Golden Order. The fingers expect as much from you as they do young Gideon. Take this, a token of farewell.
Okay. Talisman pouch.
Become Elden Lord.
So just by having 2 runes, we're supposed to be worthy of becoming Elden Lord, even though, like, you know, Muriel's just like, oh, Radagon was a champion, and how was he to become Elden Lord? Like, we've barely done anything. Like, I guess we've defeated a demigod and a champion, but does that really make us worthy? Like, just having these 2 shards, like 2 shards of it. And when there's so many demigods, like, we have a paltry sum that made up the Elden Ring, and that's supposed to be okay? Crazy, right? Now let's look at her remembrance. And what does it give us? The Carrion Regal Scepter, which we saw that actually. Like, we saw it right before the debate parlors hung up on the wall underneath her portrait. Magic Scepter of Rennala, Queen of the Full Moon. The glintstone is known as Carrion Blue, enhancing full moon sorceries. Only those of the highest intelligence may wield this, the finest of all glintstone staves. And then Rennala's Full Moon, symbolic of the Carrion Queen. Uses the caster as a vessel to incarnate a full moon, then sends it floating towards foes. The full moon dispels all sorceries that touch it, and temporarily reduces magic damage negation for those it strikes. Queen Rennala encountered this enchanting moon when she was young, and later it would bewitch the Academy, so maybe it really did bewitch them in a way. And we can also get armor. Tall crown depicting the moon. I mean, it's a crescent shape, right? Worn by Rennala, increases intelligence. When Rennala, head of both the Academy of Lucaria and the Carrion royal family, lost her husband Radagon, her heart went along with him. And then those at the Academy realized that Rennala was no champion after all. Yeah, so it does make it seem like she fooled them into thinking she was some great champion. And then, you know, that she just did it by enchanting them. And that's when they probably rebelled, is after he left, they were like, oh yeah, you're not so great after all, actually. But the thing is, like, she battled against Radagon, like they fought, right? Like, she was championing them, so it doesn't seem fair to me. Rapture, we touched him. Oh, there's a chair behind this. So why is there a big tapestry of an Erd tree thing? So why are the 2 fingers blocking the chair, unless it's symbolic for them, like the 2 fingers are supposed to be in the chair? We are also going to talk to Gideon real quick just to see if he has anything to say.
Well, I see you found another great rune.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. You are a worthy fellow tarnished indeed.
I mean...
Make the journey to the capital, Lendel, that lies to the east of the Altus Plateau, at the foot of the Erd tree. The 2 fingers will deny your passage no longer. You may be our best hope. Find your way to the Elden Ring, for we are tarnished, and we must answer the call of grace.
So, reminded me, you know, the 2 fingers were telling us, and the finger reader was, you know, speaking, interpreting for them. Linda said that we need to go to the foot of the Erd tree, you know, for the Elden Ring, become Elden Lord, and seek an audience with Queen Marika. So it's like, in the opening thing, it's like, oh, Queen Marika went missing. She's gone. But they are like, oh yeah, she's at the Erd tree. Like, that's where she's at. Go there and seek an audience. So, like, we knew that. So I guess they just weren't sharing that information. Weird. Well, that's where we're going to call it for now. The next one, there is exploring we can do in the old Liurnia. Like, we cut it a straight beeline into the Academy, cleared it up. And now we've got we've got the whole eastern section to go and clear up. We've got the western section and then the north. And there's all kinds of interesting things to go check out. But I appreciate you guys checking it out. Hope you all enjoyed it. And until the next one, take care.